What's going on, guys? In today's project, we're talking about a pair of Loake B-Dale boots. Now, if you take a close look at these soles, they're completely brand new. There's hardly any wear on these at all, but the main issue with these boots, we've got some cracked footbeds on the inside. Now, the customer works for Loake, he's contacted the repair department, and those guys won't touch them. So as a last resort, he's dropped them into me, so we can strip these guys completely right down to the bones, rebuild them back up with some new footbeds, some new design, going to do some coloured stitching in there, give them a bit of a flair. So guys, without any further ado, let's get these cracked open, see what we're working with. Alright guys, so we're going to begin the breakdown process on these Loake B-Dale boots. Now, as I've said already, these things are in pretty good condition from the soles, but on the inside we've got some major issues with cracking on the footbeds. This is causing a lot of discomfort to the customer, and to be honest, it's quite disappointing that this has happened at this really early stage of wearing these boots. So we're going to remove everything from the top here, all the way down to the bones, and we're going to rebuild them back up, get them looking fresh, ready for round 2 of their life. Let's get going, guys. Alright guys, so that's our boots completely stripped down. Now let's take a look at what's going on the inside here. If you take a close look at these footbeds, this is our major issue here, and this is the reason why the Loake factory wouldn't touch these boots. We've got a huge crack split going across the footbed here. Now this is super disappointing to see, especially this early on, as the boots have hardly been worn at all. So we're just going to take this footbed out, trace around it, get a new one put in there, and then rebuild the rest of these boots back up. Let's get going, guys. Alright, so that's our boots completely stripped down. Now it's time for the rebuild. So we've got a new piece of leather here, and we're going to use the old footbed here, and we're just going to trace around it, use it as a pattern, and then we'll get the right size of the new sole for it. So I think these footbeds deserve a place up on the wall of death. Alright, so the next step up, we're going to be grooving a channel around this sole for the stitches to lie in. Now this is something that Loake don't do, and I really wish they started doing it because it does make their soles last probably double the amount of time. With the stitches sitting in the recess, they're not touching the pavement when the guy's walking. On their original ones, because they're so exposed, a couple of wears, those things start to snap, the soles start to break apart. So we're just going to run a channel through this just now. Alright, so let's get these guys stitched. So we're doing something a little bit different on here. For the welt stitch, we're going for a multicolored thread. Now, I've never used this thread before, and we're going to have a look and see what it comes out like. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Alright, so what do you think of that? Something a little bit different, going for some rainbow colours on the thread there, gives these boots a completely different look. The Loake repair department did send the customer some extra soles and heels, but they've actually gone ahead and attached this to a fiberboard heel block. So we're going to be upgrading that to leather. Just breaks away like paper. Now there's one thing I quite like doing with the old soles that we have on these is I really like the genuine Goodyear welted logo there, so a lot of the time I'll cut them out, I'll shape them on the machine, turn them into a little keyring. So I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to show you the finished result when it's done. Alright guys, so that's completely done with this week's project. Loake Factory decided to refuse these boots, so the only choice for the customer was come to see Cobbler G. And I think we're not going to disappoint. We've blown this out of the park. These guys look absolutely amazing. I really love the pop that Rainbow Stitch does on the welt there. And let me know what you guys think about the finished results in the comments below. I guess we'll catch you guys next week.